Hey YouTube, how's it going? Kiriam Sparta here with
Sarah,
and you know what time it is? You should, because you watched the last video, and now you're watching this one. Like you should.
Yes.
It's comic book review time.
Yeah.
There you go. We just finished doing Red Hood and the Outlaws number 15. Well, I guess technically 14 was their first tie-in to Death in the Family.
Last couple pages.
Last couple pages, but I'd say 15 was the first real...
The official tie-in.
The official tie-in. So, with that being done, we are now on to Nightwing number 15. And,
once again, Joker face over Nightwing face.
And as a bit of a heads up, Sarah has told me that this is her second favorite Death of the Family story.
Aside from all the main Batman ones, this is actually probably my favorite one. I've liked Nightwing since it started. Well, since it restarted. Whatever, I've liked it ever since, and I loved this one. I absolutely loved this one.
I'm looking forward to it.
Good stuff.
So Sarah's gonna play storyteller to us.
Yay!
I haven't read it. If you're watching this, you probably have, or if you haven't, you're gonna pretty much know what the comic is. You're gonna hear it.
Good.
It's good.
Good.
So, what happens to Nightwing?
If you haven't been reading Nightwing, he is he's restarting Healy's Circus.
Yeah.
Basically. He is personally funding it, and where we are now, it's pretty close to opening. And when we start out, it's Jimmy, who is the circus's clown, hanging out with a bunch of friends, walking around downtown Gotham. And there's a bunch of posters on the wall with him in his clown costume, advertising the fact that Haley's Circus is coming back. Coming soon posters. So he splits from his friends and starts walking down a dark alley. I don't know why, if you live in Gotham, you'd walk down a dark alley. Really.
Just avoid those immediately.
It's just bad things are going to happen. And as he's going, Joker's talking. And he's saying, I don't see it, I don't see the resemblance. And as Jimmy is walking, he's breathing in Joker gas, and he starts laughing, and his face does the Joker thing.
Rigor mortis.
Yeah, and he passes out, dies. And Joker walks up to his body, picks him up, says, wait a second, now I see it. And the first full facial shot we get in here of Joker is fucking creepy.
That is pretty sweet. I like that.
I love it. It is so badass. Right up there for me with the opening for Batman 15. That we just did with Joker in the black background.
Yeah, that was pretty sweet.
So, after Joker does that, we go over to Nightwing, who's actually running around with Batgirl. And they're talking about the fact that Joker knows who they are. And Barbara's trying to calm him down, saying it doesn't help getting angry about it. Focus on what matters. Focus on... One thing I should mention, there is a girl named Rhea who's heavily involved with in this story.
Okay.
And Rhea is a girl that grew up with Dick in Haley's Circus. They were childhood friends. And when he went back to Haley's Circus, she was actually involved with the plot with Psycho, S-A-I-K-O, and he was an assassin who actually turned out to be one of his friends also. Tried to kill him, and Rhea was working with him. So once that entire plot fell through, Rhea was arrested and put into Blackgate prison.
Okay.
So Batgirl is saying you should focus on what's important, which is Rhea getting out of Blackgate. And then she leaves. She just kind of pieces out. That's when Nightwing puts a call into someone about saying make sure all the circus people, all the performers and helpers, leave. You need to get out right now. And the person he calls says, you need to get here now, Dick, because Jimmy's dead. And Dick races to Haley's Circus, and there's a huge crowd of people, and Jimmy's body is tied up onto the Amusement Mile sign with a big giant... I'm assuming it's the cops, so it looks like a fire truck is beating a spotlight on it. And it's Jimmy tied up there with a sign on his chest that says, nobody likes a knockoff. Which is also another really creepy shot there. And Dick freaks out, tries to run to his body, and is trying to find out if everyone else is okay. And he meets up with a little girl who is part of the circus, saying, you need to leave, you need to get out right now. Don't stay with family or friends, stay with friends of friends or hotels only. And a little girl asks him, what about Rhea? And she says, but if Joker killed Jimmy because Higgs thinks he's a knockoff, then what does he want Rhea for? because Joker broke Rhea out of Blackgate.
Blackgate, okay.
So then we go to Rhea, who's actually waking up on the floor of what looks like an abandoned airplane storage facility of some kind.
Airplane museum or something like that.
She wakes up, starts freaking out, and Joker's saying, "It's almost time, just you ask too many questions, just be quiet. You'll ruin the joke." Leave them, and then we go to Nightwing, who is chasing leads. He's trying to figure out where Rhea went, and he's trying to figure out where Joker is and what, how he got to Jimmy like the way he did. And he's extremely sleep deprived. He hasn't slept in a while. They actually show him close-up shots anyway with 5 o'clock shadow and stubble. So the only lead he knows of that he can actually follow is with Jimmy's body. So he breaks into the morgue, and at this time, Sonia, who is actually, she's the one that's helping him finance Haley's circus. She's a financier or some part of some big bank company. And her dad is Tony Zuko, the man who killed Dick's parents. So that's also kind of important. So anyway, Sonia calls him while he's in the morgue, and she's trying to tell him, it's not your fault, just relax, there's nothing you could do about it. And while he's there, he's sticking a needle into Jimmy's arm and pulling
some blood out.
Pulling blood samples. And he finds out that Sonia is still in Gotham City, and he's like, "Why are you here? You need to get out now." And she says, I don't run. That's what I'm calling you to say, it's not your fault. And that's when Dick finds that in Jimmy's blood, there is jet fuel in his blood. So he takes off because people are coming into the morgue, and he goes to his apartment, penthouse, whatever, to try and piece everything together and calm down. And he meets Sonia there. And he's just telling her, "Thank you for helping calm me down. I really needed that. I really appreciate it." And she goes in for a kiss. And the entire time they're kissing, all around them is a bunch of shots of Tony Zuko, and they killed my parents, and her father killed my parents, and his parents falling to their death and all that kind of stuff. So
that's a nice shot.
It's heavy on his mind that,
he's making out with the daughter of the guy that killed
her dad killed his parents. So he cuts off the kiss, and that's when he gets a text. The blood results are in, or something, the chemical analysis result. And that's when he realizes that the jet fuel that was in Jimmy's blood belongs to a certain company that actually stole it from Wheat Enterprises.
Oh, okay.
Which it's a knockoff.
Nobody likes a knockoff.
Nobody likes a knockoff. So he goes to the airplane, the old facility, the old factory of where this knockoff fuel was made and sold and put in planes. And sure enough, Joker starts talking to him, saying, "Oh, I thought that this might go over your head." And he calls him a bat fake. And then you see what looks like Joker coming out of the shadows, wielding 2 giant freaking blades, coming at him laughing. And as he's fighting, you find out this person stepped into the sun, and it's actually Rhea, who actually has the Joker smile and grin going on because she's been injected with something, or she's inhaled something, and she has these big knives, swords, whatever they are, tied or taped to her hands. Taped to her hands. And before he finds out, Joker keeps saying, "We're going to throw a party to wake you up." And that's right when you see that it's actually Rhea. And I really liked this line. Joker shows up behind her, kind of puts his arm on her shoulder all nonchalant and says, "It's a nice touch, right? Bat light's own little knockoff." And then he says, "Have fun, you two," and leaves. And as Dick is fighting Rhea, he's trying not to hurt her. He doesn't actually throw any punches. He's just jumping away from her the entire time. And he's trying to get her to fight through the Joker toxin. And eventually he gets her into position when he realizes that she's not laughing, she's screaming the best way she can with the Joker toxin in her veins, and he puts an injection in her that'll slow it down and get rid of it. And as she is returning to normal, and she is dying, so last final breath, she says, "I'm sorry for everything." And what was really sad for me is this entire time when he's trying to resuscitate her, bring her back, he's inner monologuing. It's 10 minutes before I look up, before I stop, before she's gone. And after she dies, he notices that a button of her shirt came undone.
Mm-hmm.
He opens it up, and painted on her stomach is kind of like an invitation.
Mm-hmm.
It says, "What? A surprise party where amusement mile hosted by Haley Circus." He screams no and takes off running. And that's where it ends.
That was pretty good, actually.
I really liked this one.
That was really twisted.
It was.
We should do like a body counter. Joker's killed like
It's
30 people.
if not more. Just
Like,
the
I mean,
cops
just
alone
these-
in
yeah.
Batman 14, so 13, whatever it was. But
Jesus, he's really, That was good. I like that
I
one.
loved this one. Like I said before, it's probably my favorite one out of...
Besides Batman.
Outside of Batman, this is my favorite one,
Mm-hmm.
easily. I love Nightwing, and I love this one.
That was really good.
Yeah, it's really good.
Unfortunately, that's all we got this week. In case you know from the other video, Moloch got lost somehow. Our comic book store didn't get it to us, so whenever I get Moloch number 2, I'll get that review.
Yep.
I'll get that review up. But yeah, if you had a good time here, hit that like or comment or favorite or subscription button. Always a great time.
Yes.
Always a great time.
Always.
And yeah, this will be our last video before Christmas.
Yeah.
So
Happy holidays!
happy holidays,
Merry
because we want to
Christmas.
be nice to everybody. We don't want anyone being upset because we said the C word.
Don't even get me
Oh,
started.
you said it. Yeah, anyway.
Merry Christmas, guys!
Just have a good time, get
Yes.
drunk, spend too much on presents, and try and tolerate your children.
Spend time with your families.
Or that.
Even though, yeah.
Yeah,
it's good
whatever.
times.
Anyway. See you guys Boxing Day.
Ooh, bye.